morning, everybody. This is Dan for Backpacking Adventures. I'm here with Dakota, and we are on the Standing Stone Trail, which is an 84-mile trail. I think it's located in like central, kind of southwest of Pennsylvania. This is a point-to-point trail, and we just got shuttled. We're planning on doing this in 5 days, 4 nights. This trail is just a little bit more tricky. I have to do a little bit more planning, only because like 80%-ish of this trail you're not permitted to camp at, so you kind of have to plan out where you're gonna, the areas where you can camp, and make those miles. So that's we're kind of on an itinerary and a schedule for this trip, as much as possible. There's some wiggle room. Like today, we originally were only gonna go 10 miles, but we're thinking we're gonna go 14, so we can make tomorrow a shorter day. It's gonna be an interesting trip because they're calling for the weather. Highs in the mid to upper 80s. I think one of the days it's in the 90s. Lows at night are in the 60s and 70s. Maybe a little cooler up here at elevation, but the worst part is they're calling for severe thunderstorms for at least the next 3 days, during the day and all at night long. So that should make it pretty interesting. And it's about it's about 10 a.m. right now that we got on trail. And they've already got an alert that it's got a potential storm at around 1 o'clock today. So we'll see how far we can actually get today. First rattlesnake of the day. About scared us. That one's a huge one. It's going on 11:30, and we're going to stop here, man. We're coming up this big hill, and totally sopping wet with sweat. I mean, it is like 1,000% humidity. I mean, we're basically swimming uphill. We're going to stop and eat because it's 11:30. Try to beat the storm that's coming, and just get some energy to go. We're still going down to Greenwood Furnace State Park. That's where we're going to get some water. But if you notice here, we're at the signs. You see these a lot, the Great Eastern Trail. The Standing Stone Trail is actually part of the Great Eastern Trail, which is an 1,100-ish mile trail. I think it is. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, pretty neat. We just made it to Greenwood Furnace State Park, and we just went into the bathrooms at the faucets to fill up water. But this is a really nice state park. It's pretty crowded. We're gonna go back here and get the trail. And we loaded up on water because there's not really any water sources up here to camp. So we're gonna hike 7 miles, lugging each of us 2.5 extra liters of water. So that's about 5 pounds of water extra, in addition to our 2 liters we were carrying now. Up a mountain and then 7 miles all the way to camp. So most likely we're going to drink the 2 liters we have first anyway, and then we'll have 2.5 liters at camp. So time to keep moving. We are about a little under 6 miles out from where we plan on camping, and like I said, we're loaded up. I don't know if you can see the water bottle up there, but yeah, we're going up a hill. It's kind of rocky, but we're making really good time. We got probably 3 hours, and it's not even 3 o'clock, so we'll be at camp by 6, unless the terrain gets really bad. But there is one thing I wanted to do. I wanted to give a shout out to 3 people that really helped out with this planning for this trip, and they're Jared. They're all subscribers. They watch my videos. Jared, Caleb, and Jim. Jared gave me all kinds of intel on water and some of the campsites. So that was very invaluable. So Jared, thank you for that. Caleb, watched your video, your series of videos on this trail, which gave a lot of insight and detail on the trails. And plus, You gave me some good hints using a hammock and everything. And Jim's the man. He offered to give us a free shuttle here from the one end to the other, and that was great. So Jim, you're the man. All right, look at that view. Isn't that amazing? This is just the first one. There's many more to come today. And you can see the haze. That's all the smoke. That's still the wildfire smoke. And we just heard thunder off in the distance. I think it was over there. So we're walking right into it. We're about a mile and a half out from the mileage where we're hoping the campsite is. We hope it's a good site, but we just got a reprieve from the rocks. But man, this last 4-ish miles have been nothing but just rocks and like slippery. We've been slipping and falling the whole time. It's been very slow go. We should be at camp right now, but we've been going less than a mile an hour on a large portion of that 4 miles. So we're probably going to get to camp closer to 6:30. It is, you know, going on 6 now. It's about 5:45. So, but whenever we get spots like this, we're just gonna keep motoring and try to make up some time because it's thundering and the thunder is almost right over us. So we did get signal and there's like a big thunderstorm coming. So yeah, it would be ideal if we get there and be set up before the storm hits, but I don't think that's gonna happen. About 6:30, we made it to camp. We're just kind of eyeing up where we're going to go. I think Dakota's going to hang right between those 2 trees, and I'm going to hang right between these 2 trees. I have to clear out some sticks, but that's about the best. And we're both facing the same direction, which is good because the wind is coming from this direction a lot. So we're going to pitch down the back and then be open up this way. So if it storms, we'll be better off unless, you know, everything changes direction. So all right, so we're just going to take some time and set up. What an interesting turn of events. So we started setting up. First of all, the trees weren't that great here. He was going to set up and it ended up being that it was way too close to the tree. So we had to move, and in the middle of doing that, it started just downpouring. So we just got our hammock set up and we got the tarp set up for right now. But we hear thunder off in the distance still. So I'm just going to eat under here. I hung a bear line. He's going to hang his. He's right there. Going to be setting up. It's already going on 8 o'clock, and we got here at 6:30, so it took us an hour and a half just to get to this far to set up. But we had to find rocks because the ground is very like mushy. So we had to go, and it's funny because we just hiked about 5 miles on just horrible rocks. I mean, it was very slow go, less than 1 mile an hour. That's why it took so long to get here. But it was very tough. I mean, they're slippery because it was starting to rain a little bit. And then we're here and we need rocks to put on our stakes, and guess what? No rocks to be found. So we did find some. I walked down the trail and grabbed 1 or 2. But we just have the rocks on there to make sure, because if they're calling for severe thunderstorms. So I do have signal here, so I'm going to be looking at the weather and see what's coming tonight. So dinner tonight, I pretty much ate all my other food. Dakota was getting finished set up. So I sat here and watched him. I just ate my snacks and stuff that I would normally eat. But so I saved this now. I got the All-American Works burger and some wraps. So that's going to be dinner tonight. So, I mean, it's already going on 9 o'clock and we're both tired. And kind of, I don't want to say demoralized, because those rocks were just horrible today. Just, I don't know. But I'll go over my gear. We'll talk about a few things then here as soon as I eat. But yeah, it's going to be, it's kind of getting dark here. It's a lot of fog, and of course a lot of the smoke from the wildfires are here. So it is dark though for this time of day, but I guess we're out in the woods. What do you expect? So, time to eat. While my food finishes up, the gear I have, first I did do a gear video, that probably went out a week before this video, but it goes over everything on my gear. And this trip, Dakota and I are both ultralight. He's like at 9.5 pounds and I'm at 9.8 pounds. But this is essentially the same loadout that I took on the Black Forest Trail with 2 exceptions. I did bring the my Dream Hammock Darien. It was not the new one like I was expecting. I didn't get that in time. And I also had to bring my bigger battery bank. So that's it. So it was like I was at 9.2 pounds when I did that trail. This one's 9.8. My standard, my hammock tarp with doors, I have it all down in kind of like a quasi-storm mode. Probably lower it tonight because it's thundering off in the distance, and it's supposed to be thunderstorms all night long. Some with hail, and we were on the very top of the mountain, so pretty exposed as far as that, and there's a breeze blowing. But yeah, my gear held out really well. We had a very long water carry today. We stopped at Greenwood Furnace State Park and filled up in their bathrooms. And we carried close to 5 liters each. It was like 4.5 liters each because we're dry camping, and we carried it 7 more miles to this campsite. So we have some miles to go tomorrow to get to the next water source, but we'll make it. It'll be fine. We have plenty for tonight, plenty for tomorrow morning, and to get going. But the last like 4 or 5 miles were just very, very difficult. It was a lot of ups and downs, but it was all rocks. And everything was wet because it was raining off and on today, just slightly. We didn't need our rain gear, but it was enough, plus the humidity, to make the rocks very slippery. So we were slipping and falling the whole way here to the campsite. And I'm kind of glad we got here before it got dark, because I don't think we would have found this site otherwise. I know we have the GPS stuff, but it's still hard to look in here. It's not the greatest site, but it's working. I mean, I have a comfortable hang. Dakota, how's your hang?
Right.
Just right. So we're good. And we are going to, now I'm still eating. I'm waiting for my food to get done. And can't wait to eat it because I am hungry. And it's already after, what, 9 o'clock now. So getting late, ready for bed. And it was a short mile day today. We only did 14 miles. But we started at 10 o'clock, a little after 10, because we had to get to the Cowansgat State Park. We had to register our vehicles, and then we got a ride there soon after 8. But it's an 85-mile trail, so it's, took a good hour and a half on the back roads to get from one end to the other. And thank you again, Jim, for giving us that ride. So we didn't get on trail till about 10, a little after. So probably if we would have started at a normal time, like maybe 6, we would have been here early afternoon. So, but I mean, overall, it was a great hike. Just this last stretch was kind of just, getting on our nerves, because it was just big rocks, just rocks and rocks and rocks, and slipping and sliding and going very, very slow. And we were trying to beat the rain. We wanted to be all set up before it rained, but that just didn't quite happen. So we had to throw our tarps up first, but after that, we're sitting here fine. But keep hearing thunder off in the distance, but I don't know if it's going to come here soon. But there's like 100% chance of like severe thunderstorms here in a couple hours. But so I will be lowering some things down and hunkering down a little bit. But so with that, I'm going to end it. I'm going to finish eating, and I'm probably just going to go to sleep. So we'll see you tomorrow.